As I said, my name is Sarah Cian, and I work for EEC. I oversee the Career Pathways Grant and the EEC Scholarship. And those are the things that I'm going to share information with you about tonight. So the first thing I want to mention, in case you haven't heard of it, is something called the Career Pathways Grants. So these are grants that help people with introductory to early childhood education courses. All 15 of the community colleges across the state of Massachusetts have this grant. And what you can do is you can take the intro class that you need if you're trying to get teacher certified. You can take lead teacher classes, you can take CDA classes, and you can take the director class. They are also free. Just like the scholarship, it's a little bit different than the scholarship, and I'll explain that as we go. The scholarship is a financial aid opportunity that will provide you with financial aid to go to the college of your choice. Career Pathways is a program, and each community college has a slightly different program. They all offer courses, they all supply books, they all supply mentoring and tutoring and academic support and help with technology. You are welcome to explore the pathways or the scholarship. I usually recommend the pathways for people who are brand new to college, who have never taken a college class before. It's a great way to get started because you get a lot of wraparound support. Of course, you're welcome to apply for the scholarship if you want to go to a different college. It's just a different pathway, and I just want to make sure that everybody is familiar that the community colleges across the state have this Career Pathways grant where you can also take classes free of charge to you. You can get an ECE certificate in preschool or infant toddler, and some have certificates in director. Or if you just need one or two courses, you can take those too. And many of them also have CDA pathways. Okay, so now we're going to dig into the Early Childhood Scholarship. The scholarship is a funding source from the Department of Higher Education. It is a legislative, it's a line in the Massachusetts legislative budget, and it goes to the Department of Higher Ed, and we at EEC help them to administer it. You can use the funds towards an ECE certificate, an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, or a master's degree. You do have to pursue an early childhood major that directly names early childhood as the area of focus. And this is available to educators who work in center-based programs, family childcare, and or out-of-school time programs. There are some eligibility requirements that you must meet in order to receive scholarship funds. You must be employed and have been employed for at least 6 months as an educator or provider in your program, a program that's licensed or authorized by EEC. And you must continue working in the field while going through your course of study. You do not need to stay at your same job, but you have to commit to staying in the field of early childhood. You do have to agree to continue your employment upon completing your degree, and I'll explain a little bit more how long that would be as I go on. You do have to matriculate as a student at a participating Massachusetts college or university. This means that you have to enroll in the college and you have to declare a major. That's basically what it means to matriculate. It means you can't just take a class as a guest student. You actually have to be a student of the college. You have to have an active account in the EEC PQ registry, which if you're all working in licensed or authorized programs, you already have. You have to apply for federal financial aid, and this is really tricky. So you have to complete the FAFSA. Many of you may have heard of that. And in order to complete the FAFSA, you have to be a permanent legal resident of the United States, specifically for the scholarship of Massachusetts. Or you have to meet criteria under Title IV regulations. There are some exceptions to the legal resident category. You do not have to complete the FAFSA to take a career pathways course. You have to complete the FAFSA for the scholarship. You do not have to qualify for financial aid from the government, because some people, for various reasons, will not qualify for federal financial student aid. That's okay. You don't need to take the loans that they offer you. You don't need to accept any of the grants. You just need to complete the FAFSA. So if you complete the FAFSA and they say, hey, you're eligible for this low interest student loan, you can decline the loan and you'll still be eligible for the scholarship. The scholarship is not based on your need, your income, or your family income. So it doesn't matter how much money you make, you can qualify for the scholarship. You can't be in default on any federal or state student loans. And you must be pursuing your first bachelor's degree or pursuing a master's degree in an approved field. So if you have a bachelor's degree in a different field like business or sociology, you cannot get a second bachelor's degree. You would have to move on to get a master's degree. So, and like I said, I'll be sharing all of these slides, so you don't have to write this down, but you can use this slide as reference to show you what the eligible majors are. And the amount of money that you will get per credit depends on the college that you choose to go to. So you can see if you choose a public university, you'll get $500 per credit, or $4,500 per semester for a max. If you choose a private college or university, you'll also get $500. If you if you select a state college, you'll get $400, and if you select a community college, you'll get $200. So I'm going to walk you through the basic overall application process, and then I'm going, the second half of my slide deck, I'm going to walk you step by step through what the application process looks like. And I actually have screenshots of the application portal, so you'll be able to see what it looks like and what information you need. So the first thing that you should do is complete that FAFSA that we discussed before. If you've already completed a FAFSA in your life, you should go in and update your FAFSA. They have to be updated annually. So if you filled it out several years ago, you should go back in and make sure that the information is current. After you complete or update your FAFSA, you must wait at least 72 hours before you can do the second part of the application, which is go into the Mass Aid portal and actually apply for the scholarship. If you don't wait long enough, you will get a confusing error message, and it will say something like your name and your social security number won't match, and you'll go, oh my God, why don't my name and my social security match? And it really usually, not always, but usually means that you didn't wait long enough for the information to get into the scholarship system. So my suggestion, if that happens, is just wait a couple more days. Remember, it's from the time that your FAFSA was processed. So if you complete the FAFSA on Saturday afternoon, it's 72 hours from Monday morning when they probably started to process your FAFSA. Then you'll go into the Mass Aid student portal and you'll create an account and you'll start your scholarship application, and I'll walk you through all those details. Once you've completed your application, you will receive a confirmation email. Make sure you use an email address that you check often, and you will be getting a lot of email about the scholarship. So that's the primary form of communication. So the next thing that you have to do is upload a proof of employment letter. And I'll walk you through that. There are directions in the portal. There will also be directions in the email that you get as to how to do that. And then after that, it's a bit of a waiting game. We have to do on our end some employment verification and secondary employment verification. So at this point, your application is going to be pending EEC approval, probably until early July at the earliest. So that's when we let people know that they actually get the scholarship award. And then once we go through the approval process, you will get an email either saying that your application was approved or your application was denied, and you'll get all the information as to why it was denied. Could be incomplete, could be something, and you have 21 days to complete those mistakes, and you can always reach out for help if you don't, if you aren't aware of what you need to do. After that, basically it's out of your hands. Once you register and enroll at your college, the college will know that you've applied for the scholarship. The college will get the money for however many credits you're enrolled for, and you can take your classes. So the money does not go to you. The money goes directly to the college that you select. Okay, so this is where you're going to get started. Again, I'll share all these slides so you don't have to memorize these pictures. So you're going to go to this link at the top, the Mass Aid link, and you're going to see something that looks like this. If you've already seen this before, if it's familiar, you probably have an account. So you'll want to sign in with your existing account. If you don't, you'll want to click here and you'll want to create an account. Then you'll see something, a screen that looks like this, and you want to click on Grant Scholarship Online Application. Beware of the mass grant. This confuses everybody. You are not applying for a mass grant. You are applying for a scholarship. So it's really important that you click in the right place. Then you'll see something that looks like this, and you'll click on Early Childhood Educators Scholarship because that is what you're applying for. And then you go through and you put in your name and different information that is asked of you. You will come up with this where you have to put in your plan for the academic year. This is just a plan. You do not have to know all of your plans for the next academic year, but you do have to have an idea of the institution that you want to go to. You have to have an idea of when you're going to graduate, what degree you're going to get. You'll ask some of these, you'll answer these questions, and you have to have an idea of how many credits you want. So you're applying now for credits for to take classes in the fall, the spring, or the summer. Next summer, not this summer. This cycle doesn't start covering your classes until the fall. So you want to have some idea about how many credits you think you might take. You can go back and change this, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, then you're going to fill in your current employment information. So the name of your current employment, address, city, state, zip code, phone number, your EEC program number. I'll tell you a secret. I've gotten this wrong all year round and been giving people misinformation. They're still going to get the scholarship. It's fine. But I'm going to try to give you the correct information. Your EEC program number is something that your director or administrator or supervisor has. You might want to write this down. Your EEC program number is also your program's legacy number, and your director should know what that means. So you want to ask your director for your program number. If they don't know what the program number is, tell them to look in LEAD and find their legacy number. And if they have questions, they can reach out to me. You put your title, your start date, your PQR registration number, that's your own personal number, the name of your supervisor, and the name of your first and last name of your supervisor. If you are a family child care provider, you put yourself here. You are your own supervisor. You do not need to use your licensor. You do not need to use a system. You can be your own supervisor. You are your own supervisor. Your previous employment information is optional. If you've been working at the same job for 10 years and you don't even remember where you worked 11 years ago, you do not need to fill this out. If you have been working at your job for 3 months and you worked somewhere else for at least 3 months before that, you should fill this out, because we are checking for that you've been in the field for at least 6 months. So you need to make sure that you're and previous employment information goes back at least 6 months. Okay, you're very close to being finished now. That's all there is. There's no essay. It's not a hard type of scholarship. So you would read this. I suggest that you read the terms and conditions. I know that most of us don't. We often just check the box without reading it, but reading the terms and conditions will tell you exactly what you're agreeing to. It will tell you how much time you're agreeing to stay in the field and whatnot. So I encourage everybody to read the terms and conditions. It's a hyperlink. And then click on the box and you'll move forward to here. And here's the last step that you have to do. You have to upload a proof of employment letter. And I just want to say that this can sometimes be challenging for people, and I am aware of that, because it does require you to print a form, have the form signed. If you're a family child care provider, you sign it yourself, and then upload the form back in. So hopefully, if you don't have this technology at home, you have access to this technology at your center, at a library, at a college that you're already connected to. You can, I've heard there's really good phone apps for scanning documents, so you could scan it using your phone. You can try taking a picture, and if you can get a really good picture with no glare and everything is legible, we will accept a picture. So this is the box that you will see, and here's where you print your proof of employment form. You have to print your own form. It comes out populated with your information, your name. So it's not just a form that you can get somewhere else. You have to go through all the steps first and get your form. And as it says here, you also will be sent an email with these same instructions. So once you have printed your letter and you've had your supervisor sign it, or you've signed it yourself, you're going to go back in and you're going to log back into the same portal that you logged in before. And you're going to, again, you're going to go to My ECE. Don't be tricked by My Mass Grant. Go back to My ECE, and then you'll see something that looks like this. You can see that the application status here is ineligible. And you would click on these different things to see why you came up as ineligible, and it would give you instructions on how to go back and correct it. Mostly what you'll see is after you upload your proof of employment letter, mostly you'll see pending for now. Like I said, until July, when we get these awards out, you will see that your application is pending. And here's the little button where you click on to upload your proof of employment letter. And here's where you'll see what you put it listed as your college and how many credits you wanted. So if you have changed that, if you've decided to go to a different college, or maybe you signed up to take 3 credits, but then you decided that you have a lot of time and you want to take 6 credits, it's really important to go back in here and update the number of credits that you're taking, because if you put down 3 and you enroll for 6, the scholarship only thinks that you're taking 3 credits and will only give the college the money for 3 credits. So you really need to make sure that that this is as close to accurate as you can make it. As I said, my name is Sarah C. My screen.